the media to take the pictures. You can show the signatures as well. You did something great. Check hands. I know. Thank you. You can stay on stage for the. You can, Dr. Walid. Okay, please. You can. Dr. Walid, Engineer Walid, if you can, and Maria, and our Secretary General of Burkina Faso Ministry of Environment, Green Economy, and Climate Change. Dr. Augustin Kabore, please honor us on taking your seat on the panel. Thank you so much, Secretary General. I will be giving mics to, we will be sharing our mics. Yes. This one. Okay. So, and the gentlemen would share, right? If I may, if you let me help you with this one.
Merci.
With your permission. Thank you very much. You have seen that here in that panel, it will be walking the talk. And of course, I benefit on the support of my government. My minister do apologize because he has been called by the president, then he had to leave yesterday evening. But he really, and I'm more than happy that he has a technical with us, the man who going to follow up and to make it happen on the ground. He will be delivering his speech in French and I will be translating. Monsieur Dr. Kabore, à vous.
Merci beaucoup, chère princesse. Et bonsoir à tout le monde. Je prends la parole au nom de Monsieur le ministre de l'Environnement, de l'économie verte et du changement climatique pour féliciter la princesse pour cette initiative Mama Light pour l'énergie durable. Et nous l'encourageons au regard de l'importance de cette initiative pour les pays sahéliens, pour ne pas dire pour toute l'Afrique, au regard donc des importants défis d'énergie pour notre développement. Il me plaît de partager avec vous l'expérience du Burkina Faso et particulièrement sur la problématique donc des biodigesteurs. Comme vous savez, le Burkina Faso est un pays agricole et un pays d'élevage et les biodigesteurs constituent pour nous un élément clé en matière donc d'énergie. Et vous le savez également que un biodigesteur permet de sauver 0,33 hectares donc de forêt et permet également d'éviter 4 tonnes donc de CO2 dans l'atmosphère. Et en ce qui concerne le Burkina Faso, le biodigesteur est extrêmement important au regard bien sûr des enjeux environnementaux, si bien que nous l'avons inscrit dans notre référentiel en matière donc de changement climatique, qui est le plan national d'adaptation et également la contribution déterminée au niveau national, qui est un engagement de notre pays vis-à-vis de la Convention. C'est pour dire à tel point l'initiative donc Mama Like pour l'énergie renouvelable constitue pour notre pays une priorité nationale pour laquelle nous encourageons vivement et c'est pour cela que le ministre me charge de le dire clairement. Et le deuxième élément, c'est que nous ne pouvons que soutenir, encourager la vulgarisation d'une telle initiative pour les pays sahéliens, particulièrement le Burkina Faso et également précisément les populations locales qui, je le dis, sont essentiellement donc agriculteurs et éleveurs. Donc, merci beaucoup, princesse, et pour cette vulgarisation, tant pour le Burkina Faso, mais également les pays membres de la CEDEAO. Donc, une fois de plus, merci. Et je ne peux pas terminer pour dire que le fait de choisir le Burkina Faso pour porter quand même cette initiative en tant que, j'allais dire, précurseur, nous encourage beaucoup et nous vous soutenons pour que, en tout cas, l'ensemble donc des pays bénéficiaires, nous puissions créer quand même 1 million d'emplois dans chaque pays bénéficiaire. Donc, véritablement, félicitations encore. Et vous avez l'appui de notre pays, vous avez certainement l'appui des pays membres de la CEDEAO, et je vous remercie.
Merci beaucoup. Vraiment, là, merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, pour nous conforter, parce que le secrétariat, quand il y a un pays membre, il peut soutenir les engagements. I'm going to wrap up what his Secretary General said. He started by congratulating the Secretariat, of course, for their tremendous work and for the MOUs have been signed, and congratulating the achievements of the Mamalite Initiative for Sustainable Energy. The minister ordered him, that's what he even wrote it, to be here to support and to represent him, to support the implementation of the Mamalite Initiative for Sustainable Energy, creating 15 million decent green jobs in the ECOWAS region. This is walking the talk, and I'm so delighted that before we start our panel, that the highest officials put in their statement the Mamalite Initiative for Sustainable Energy and inviting their regional cooperation centers to support. He also emphasized in his statement that the country is ready to serve as a flag to support within the ECOWAS member state. It means, gentlemen, when he got back, he said to His Excellency Siméon Sawadogo, who's the minister, to report on what has been said here, and the president of Burkina Faso will also bring that message that we said here to the 15 member states of the ECOWAS. So just also to tell you that I will be your ambassador for the World Green Economy Organization to continue pushing the green economy. Green economy is critical. It's not just words, it's really emphasizing, upgrading, lifting, taking people out of poverty. Green economy is really ticket out of poverty. So vraiment merci, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, de votre soutien qui va au-delà de votre mission en tant que haut fonctionnaire de l'État du Burkina. Je vous remercie. Restez sur le panel avec nous, même si vous...
Il n'y a pas de problème,
voilà.
C'est nous qui vous remercie.
So I invite our secretary to stay in the panel with us. So, but you know, we have invited as well ministers who's working the talk from the UAE, Her Excellency Shamma Al-Mazrui, who unfortunately couldn't be here because she's sick. But she sent to all of you her warm regards, and we appreciate and we wish her a fast recovery. Another sister from the LAC region, Verónica Geese. She's from the province of Santa Fe in Argentina, and she's a woman who walking the talk, and it's the process of the UNFCCC who connected us. Sometimes people think that the conferences is not proactive. I can tell you that that is the result, actually, of the COPs, if we are here. I will just give you, she sent me some information about the work. Actually, she put in place, in terms of mobility, to reduce the emissions in her city with bringing on board the engineers, local engineers, designed the policy at her level as a minister at that time of secretary, and now she's the she's the advisor of the president of deputies of the chamber of Santa Fe state. She took that power to really bring the ecosystem of entrepreneurs, creating green jobs and that value chain of green buses, of biodiesels. The critical point that I want to emphasize here is the technique that she used, building on existing, not creating waste. The same buses that she invested a couple of years ago, the engines don't need to be changed. It doesn't need to be recalibrated. She called the engineers in the room, guys, you got to make it because I don't have a budget. And we engineers, that's what we love. Challenges. My brother Walid, engineer here, we need challenges. If you lock us in the room and say it's not doable, we're going to tell you that we can make it. And that's how she made it. Just to tell you, after this panel, we're going to already figure out how are we going to work next week. Without further ado, I would love to invite engineer Walid to share the experiences of the UAE, because the UAE is leading by example under the vision and the strong leadership of His Highness, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. And this, please, the floor is yours to share the expertise and the experience. Be the engineer here, no protocol. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Honestly, we're very much honored and excited to be part of this crowd. I mean, what we're talking today, the goal is very big. So talking about 1.5 degree, and it's very much challenging, and it's a big in order, if you want to think of the way to achieve it. But definitely with small initiatives will make it happen. So looking at Mama Light initiative, it's very great initiatives, and what we see, there is a big impact in terms of jobs or even in terms of saving. So thank you so much, Your Highness, and definitely you were with us recently in World Green Economy Summit, and there that we believe the COVID, post-COVID, the way that things will come, it's totally different. So what we see, there is a big disruption happening in terms of AI, in terms of technology, innovation, and this is what makes us really much comfortable and confident things will come in the right direction. In United Arab Emirates, I would like to share recently, in October, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Maktoum launched the United Arab Emirates Net Zero Initiatives.
Wow.
So this is by 2050.
Yeah, we can clap. This is really, absolutely, leading by example, as I said.
So this is the first country in the region that comes and with bold and courage to say we can do it, and we will do it. So we set very clear roadmap and strategy how we're going to achieve the 2050 net zero emission. It's not an easy thing, but definitely what we say, we're talking here today about collaboration. So definitely we're looking forward to collaborate, engage as a multi-stakeholder engagement with all stakeholders. We're talking about private sectors, government, academia, all those together will come in one platform and make it happen. And in DEWA or in Dubai, recently we even launched another initiatives, like we're looking at the green hydrogen as something that will drive the future as a new technology. Today we have a plant where it's running, and putting all together, we made it as a stakeholder. So we engage with the private sector, which is Siemens, Expo, Dubai Expo 2020 on board, as well as DEWA. In 2012, we're talking about moving from conventional to renewable. So we launched the Mohammed bin Rashid Solar Park. That one is 5,000 megawatt of renewable. The emission will be reduction about 7.5 million ton per year, which is a great saving and will help us honestly to create a new roadmap for emission reduction. As well as in Dubai, after the announcement of UAE, in Dubai we announced the net zero mission by 2050, and we have very clear roadmap how we're going to achieve it. But what I really want to say that the focus will be in engagement as a stakeholder. So we're not going to do it as an alone. Today we signed the MOU with UNFCCC, and this is a collaboration. So 3 years back, we signed the same MOU, and we work together with the region. So we have an office now in Dubai, and thanks Mr. Taimur, James, for being there, guys, and they help us to create the awareness and education in the region, how to set a new strategy in a green growth. And that was very much successful. Talking about the World Green Economy Organization, back in 5 years back, we came and launching this organization with the collaboration with the UNDP by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. And what today we made a lot of achievements. So we're speaking today about nearly 190 companies on board with us as a member. So this is what we're looking forward. And the unique in this organization, we're not looking at government or countries. We have 7 sub-platforms. So we look at the looking at the private sector, at the government, youth, academia, the financial sector. So all these together will come on board and will create as one vision. How we
one vision. That is extraordinary.
The most important thing. How we're gonna tackle and put very clear roadmap. How we're gonna achieve and help other countries to work together with them to set proper strategies and roadmap to achieve the net zero emission either by 2050 or beyond.
Excellent. Wow. That you hear here is concrete example. It's really walking the talk. And I've been there in Dubai. And he invited me. I walked there, not with those high heels, of course, with the boots as an engineer. And I visited. It really works and it's so fantastic. Go there and you will see examples, great example, and also Dubai Expo. Congratulations with the Dubai Expo. Really, a lot of innovation that you can see. And I like the quote of Dubai Expo. Connecting the minds, creating the futures. That is really fantastic.
Yeah, and by the way, Your Highness, I mean, what we're planning even to announce, and we just, as you said, we've been accredited as a World Green Economy Organization, but we're planning even in March, before end of Expo, that we'll have a big event called MENA Region Climate Week. It's very much important.
You say you give the floor to an engineer and he don't stop.
Yeah.
So let me cut you the mic and give it to my sister out there, Maria. So to deliver, to share with us what it is, because sometimes people don't know what it is, the role of the head of resource mobilization and partnership. If you could start giving us just 30 seconds. I know you can craft it in.
Just 30 seconds.
Yes.
Okay, Your Royal Highness, thank you very much. I'm a new head of resource mobilization and partnerships at UN Climate Change, and it's a fairly new function and position. I joined literally 2 months before COP, so it has been a fast start for me.
Yes.
But it's a huge pleasure for me to be here, to sit here with you in this panel. Avec vous, Monsieur Secrétaire Général, and with you, Mr. Walid. And today's session is walking the talk. And I think that we heard, two really amazing and empowering stories of Burkina Faso and United Arab Emirates, how, these two countries are tackling climate change, in their own right and through their own means. What I would also like to commend is your leadership, Your Royal Highness, because the reason why we gathered here today is to hear of your success, of how you walk the talk back in your country, and how you shine and lead through your leadership and through your positive example, which is very easy to replicate, we hope, across the continents, across the regions, across the countries. And, our role, of course, in United Nations climate change is, of course, that we provide, our number one function is we provide a platform for climate negotiations.
Yep.
But I must say that a successful COP26, it means positive engagements with observers and with non-parties, just alongside the parties as well.
True.
And this is what we have just been doing over the last 2 weeks here in our United Nations Climate Change Pavilion. We have held some 25 plus events and activities, you know, and dialogues of this nature, really engaging with a wide range of partners that we partner with, including governments, including private sector, including civil society organizations, including UN agencies and other international organizations. We saw also philanthropies here and celebrities and personalities who have really also become a natural part of climate change and climate action. So coming back to walking the talk, I'm really proud to see, you know, this extension of our regional collaborative center MOU happening today for another period of time. As you probably know, it's one of our 6 regional collaborative centers. We have one in Bangkok, in Asia and the Pacific, where I originally came from with my previous work. We have one for Latin America in Panama, one for the Caribbean in Grenada, and we have one also in Kampala, Uganda, for exactly in Lome, and then we have also one, of course, the youngest one in Dubai, which is covering very important region, Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia, right?
Yes.
And so I'm very happy to see this happening, and I'm truly hoping, because one of the functions of our regional collaboration centers is to share best practices just like yours. And I'm really hoping, that we can, through the regional collaboration centers, we can replicate solutions and approaches just like yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm telling you, thank you so much. A round of applause. Come on. Thank you so much for this message, walking the talk. And I know that with the introduction by Deputy Executive Secretary H.R.H to the regional cooperation centers, and I really allow me to extend my profound gratitude to him for giving the trust to the local initiative, to local people. And I like the new spirit as well of the Secretariat to have initiative, bringing more local initiative on board. Because out there, it's not about charity. We have solutions. And youth, wherever they are, they have solutions, and they're ready to share those solutions if we give them the space. And that's what the Secretariat is doing under the Article 12 of the Paris Agreement, engaging with the youth. And we had a co-creative activities, and we did season 1, 6 series on the road to COPs with Her Royal Highness Princess Abze Djigma. We succeed with 6 ones. And I look forward also to welcome other private sector. I can tell you that on Sunday, I have the opportunity to be the master of ceremony for Captain of Industries. It was Chilean out there. What brings me there is professionalism. Nobody see my color. They will say, wow, what the spirit. I say, yes, that is the Africa. Those are the African women. If you give them the space, they can show you. Also, like for our sisters from Eastern Europe, when it's just a narrative saying least developing country, our minds are not least developed. Minds are minds. When you are tech, you are tech. Tech don't mind your gender, don't mind your color, don't mind your religion. When you put tech people in the room, what matters is delivery. At the end of the day, it's about delivery. And that's what we see here. We're not going to do a lot of talk. We would like to continue the conversation among the audience here, aside, behind, with a coffee, the Secretariat providing us coffee, to exchange, because sometimes that's how I could meet partners. Sitting together around the table, walking, having a coffee, hearing the speech, oh, I like what you said. Maybe I can connect. I want to use the last 30 minutes to exchange with you around the coffee, if I may, and I would like to leave the last word to my lovely country, Burkina Faso. Monsieur le secrétaire général, je souhaiterais vous laisser le mot de fin pour conclure, avec votre permission, s'il vous plaît.
Merci beaucoup. C'est tout un honneur pour moi de conclure. Et je voudrais sincèrement vous remercier, chère princesse, en tant que leader, comme nous disons dans l'administration du dossier. Mais je voudrais également remercier l'ensemble des partenaires. Ils sont là, mes collègues sont là, l'ensemble des partenaires, tous ceux qui sont là. Et la signature du mémorandum tout de suite sont des actes forts qui attestent que Mama Light pour l'énergie durable est une réalité. Mama Light pour l'énergie durable est à soutenir. Burkina Faso, nous soutenons l'initiative, nous l'encourageons, nous souhaitons que cette technologie donc, puisse être vulgarisée au profit donc, du bonheur des populations qui, en réalité, avec les changements climatiques, souffrent énormément. Donc, je vous encourage, au nom donc, de Monsieur le ministre, et je souhaiterais que la prochaine fois qu'on va se retrouver, que ça soit véritablement sur un terrain donc, de mise en œuvre de tout cela pour que la population, les pays membres de la CEDEAO puissent dire voilà, ça y est, on est sauvé. Donc une fois de plus, merci et bon après-midi.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général. I would just wrap up a bit what he has been saying is to emphasize again, I'm out of speech, you know. That is really walking the talk immediately. He said something that I liked. Next time we meet is on one of the implementation sites. Clear. Means next COP, guys, it's a commitment that we have taken here, and we will be presenting it at the Pavilion next year. So I would love to show you a short video of my activities that Dutch Welle has done a couple of years ago.
Kalambuli is a 3-hour drive from Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou. Just a few years ago, studying at night was very difficult here. Now, every child in the small town has a solar-powered light, thanks to Princess Abze, the founder of a social enterprise that facilitates access to sustainable energy. She's a popular figure.
Don't forget that you're the best. You're the best. The best.
Most people here are able to pay off the so-called Mama Light in 6 months. The princess says the 1,000 lamps are transforming life for the children here.
The aim is that these children who have to go barefoot to school should learn that they can be proud, that they can make it, and that they shouldn't give up, no matter what difficulties they face. If I can do it, they can. Last time I told them, look, I came by car. If you work hard, then you'll build roads, and maybe even airfields, and land on them.
Princess Abze wants to see how the kids are getting on. The children's grades have improved thanks to the solar lamps, says their teacher.
When we got the lights, we were very happy. We used to have children doing their homework by torchlight, and when the batteries ran out or the torch broke, they couldn't continue working. But since getting these lamps, when I ask them a question about what we've learned, all of their arms shoot up. Suddenly, they can all tell me the answer.
In rural Burkina Faso, most people live from livestock or arable farming. Most of the work is done by hand. Very few people here can afford electricity. There are just a couple of generators. Without the mama lights, such close work would be difficult. Thanks to the initiative, you can also see small solar panels hanging at almost every window. They recharge the lamps.
The lamps can provide light for 8 hours with one charge. Some last even longer. It allows us to do what we want. The children benefit in particular. The women, the mothers are really happy, as are their fathers. The lamps really made a big difference.
Princess Abze decides where to distribute the solar-powered lamps in consultation with village leaders and elders. There are already hundreds of thousands of mama lights across Burkina Faso, and there are more to come. The princess came up with the idea when she was traveling with her family.
I was in Kamsa village with my daughter Camille, who's now 20, and it was pitch black. And I thought to myself that with the technologies we have today, with solar power for example, we must be able to adapt them to different contexts and change something. We just have to work at it. Then it just went click.
Princess Abze is often on the road, at home and also internationally, as the President's Special Envoy for Sustainable Development Goals and Climate Change. She frequently confers with the country's Environment Minister. Recently, Burkina Faso opened West Africa's biggest solar power plant.
These are local solutions, created for the people here, by the people here, who also want to profit from their ideas. That's also part of our role, to show the new face of Burkina Faso, which is aware of its own potential.
Burkina Faso aims to become one of Africa's solar energy pioneers. Social entrepreneurs like Princess Abze have an essential role to play here. She now plans to expand her program across Africa.
Thank you so much. That was 4 years ago. She is 20 now. and you saw that I really walked the talk. We're expanding it. And here we are today. So before we close, my brothers and sisters, I really would love to have the coffee and talk to you. Allow me to take a picture with our distinguished panelists here with the accreditation. This is so historical. Please, gentlemen.